Namaste. हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JV'n Dr.Anamika Ahirwar, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic management as a control system. Uh, what basically the control system is, you can say, in the because in a organization, or you can say institute, management is the very important, you can say, the center of attraction, right? So for the management, it is obviously that there is a controlling system of this. So in this planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, directing and controlling, these all are the various steps in a management process. So these all steps prior to a control are necessary, but not necessarily self-assuring the results unless it is followed by strong control mechanism. Like these are of course important, but it is not always necessary that on the basis of these steps then only you can control the system. Okay, so this is not a fully assured thing. So the management experts have viewed these steps as management control system, and they postulate the hypothesis that unless a control is exercised on the process, the goals will not be achieved. So what next is, so they advocate a system of effective control to ensure the achievements of the business objective. So for this, business objective is also important thing. So it should be very clear what is the business objective of your business, right? Now if we are talking about the definition of the control, what exactly it is, the control is basically the process through which managers assure that actual activities conform to the planned activities, leading to the achievement of the stated common goals. So the control process measures progress towards those goals and enables the managers to detect the deviations from the original plan in time to take corrective actions before it is too late, right? So Robert J. Mogler defines and point out the essential elements of the control process, because this is very very important thing, this control steps, or you can say control process. So for this, the management of course is a systematic approach to set the performance standard, right? So for this, the performance objective to design the information feedback system to compare the actual performance with these predetermined standards, to identify the deviations from the standards so that they can measure its significance and to take corrective actions in case of significant deviations, right? So this systematic effort is undertaken through the management control system, right? So the control system is essential to meet the environmental changes discussed earlier, to meet the complexity of today's business, to correct these mistakes made by the people, and to effectively monitor the delegation process. So a reliable and effective control system has the following features. The first is the early warning mechanism. This mechanism is of predicting the possibility of achieving the goals and the standards before it is too late, and allowing the manager to take corrective actions. The second thing is the performance standards. Of course, performance standards is also the important thing for every business. Okay, because on the basis of performance you will get the outcome, you will get the success, you will achieve that objective which you have started during the planning. Okay, so the performance standard must be measurable and acceptable to all the organization. The system should have meaningful standards which is relating to the work areas, responsibility and managerial functions and so on. For example, the top management would have standards relating to the business performance such as production, sales, inventory, quality, etc. The operational management would have standards relating to the shift production, rejection, downtime, utilization of resources, and sale in typical market segment and so on. The chain of standards, when achieved, will ensure as achievement of the goals of the organization. Another thing is the strategic controls. You should follow some strategy, and after following the strategy you need to be controlled that. Okay, so in every business there are strategic areas of control known as the critical success factors, and the system should recognize them and have controls instituted on them. Another thing is feedback. This is also important one, because on the basis of feedback our production you can improve, or you can say increase. It totally depends on the feedback. So the control system would be effective if it continuously monitors the performance and send the information to the control center for action, and it should not only highlight the progress but also the deviations. The another thing is accurate and timely. The feedback should be accurate in terms of results and should be communicated on time for corrective action. The another thing is the realistic, means the system should be realistic so that the cost of control is far less than the benefits. Okay, so it should be realistic one. The standard are realistic and are believed as achievable, and this some sufficient incentives and rewards are to be provided to motivate the people. Another is the information flow. In this, the system should have the information flow aligned with the organization structure, and the decision makers should ensure that the right people get the right information for action and decision. Next is exception principle. In this, the system should selectively approve some significant deviations from the performance standards on the principle of management by expectation. So, standard is meaningful when it is achievable and provides a challenge to the achiever. Management control system has a set of objectives, standards to measure a feedback mechanism and an action center as elements of the system. So, for this, they need to be properly evolved and instituted in the organization with due recognition to the internal and external environment. The system as a whole should be flexible to the changed with the ease so that the impact of changed environments is handled effectively. Thank you. This is all about today's session, and this session powered by digital version 2.0 Jayoti Vidyapeeth from Women's University Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.